I've been seeing the viral video of the late Favour who pied herself, and listening to the whole story, I pray that God rest her soul. For me, she shouldn't have. Though it's heartbreaking, but it's not enough reason for her to pie herself. Pleasure, what do you think about this case?
Me, I don't agree that you should not talk negative about the dead if that dead did not do what is right. I don't really believe in that. If somebody who is a Boko Haram person, for example, died, you will not talk negative about the person. In the case of Favor, it's neither here nor there. But if I'm to be very factual, I think she contributed a larger percent of what caused her death. And that's the truth. The indicators are clearly there. First of all, she's 20. I know she's still young, but somebody who is 20 already, if it were other climes by now, she should have assumed full adulthood and full responsibility for herself.
Yes, once you're up to
So
18.
she should know the risk involved. If she has been on social media, she would have been hearing stories of people meeting people on social media who they don't know and the eventual consequence. We've heard a lot of times where people meet people they don't know and they use them for different things and they died. So traveling all the way from Warri or where she was said to have been staying all the way to Asaba to meet a man because you want him to teach you content creation. It's not bad in itself, but the moment the idea of going into a hotel came up, I think that's where she should have drawn the line. For her to have followed him to the hotel, I mean, she's not a kid, she's not a minor, not to know that a hotel is a place where things like this actually
Happen.
happen. When the person you are going with is not your brother, it's not your sister. So she should have known where to draw the line. That said, rape is bad enough. Killing herself because she was raped is even where the crime itself is. You know, there is always room for recovery, both physical, physiological, and mental recovery at any point in time. So, taking her life now at what cost? To what end? To what end? She's gone. Whatever it is that she stood for, the purpose for which God created her could have still been fulfilled with or without that rape incident. Why we are not encouraging rape, why we all know that it is criminal for anybody to take advantage of anybody without their sexual consent. Um, when it eventually happens, you still have to be alive to tell the story. So I would put a whole lot of blame on her own doorstep. Then we can take it from there to maybe parents, society, family, and of course the accused here, who is a mature man. We understand is above 40. We know he's married, or we heard he's married with two children.
Imagine.
How do you take advantage of a small girl because she told you she wanted to learn something from you? And what pained me most is if you have been following that guy's content, he makes content that are suggestive of what he has done like this.
Yes.
He will tell you there's one of his content where he was
Beg a
saying,
man money, call a man,
as a
give
girl,
am
you are
money.
asking me for
The
money,
man ask you
you
to
don't even know me from anywhere,
and
you
you
just
started
hap on me on
shouting,
social media
man,
and you're
man,
asking me
must
for
I come
money,
and see you?
and
Must I
then I
come to your
promise to
place
give you
before you
money
help
and I
me?
say let's meet, and
That
when we
man no be
eventually
your
meet, you
papa.
think that
That man no be your
I
brother.
will
That
not get
man no be
anything
your
from
cousin.
this. Am I your brother? Am I your father?
Now
Stuff
you
like
give am
that.
billing, you don't agree to
That
pay,
was
say
even
come.
before this thing about
When you still come, now the man go still pay money,
a favor happened. So
give you
I'm
food,
sure
give
she
you
must have been
transport
following the
going and
guy's
coming back because you
videos.
are
Yes,
a
it seems
liability, you no get anything.
she had been following him.
So
As
at
you won't
times,
go,
out
you
of
go
the
still
heart,
tell you that money
abundance
when
of
you
the
beg am,
heart,
even
The
give
mouth
you
man,
more.
speaks. So it's not everybody you
And
see
the
on the
only
social
crime where that
media
man
that is that civil
commit
or
now,
nice.
asking you to
And that's a
come.
lesson for all young people, including we
I don't
adults.
adults.
understand. Why? I don't.
And I think parenting also goes a long way. But I don't know the case between the late Favour and her mother. Because if she found a friend, I think if she found a friend in her mother, This is a case she would have spoken about with the mother, probably pleaded for forgiveness that this is what I had done to myself, and the mother will encourage her, give her courage, or even speak. If she had spoken with her twin sister, maybe she would have gained comfort and consolation for her to move on with her life. But I don't think she did something like that. Number one, she said in one of her videos that she didn't have friends. She had no friends, nobody to talk
And
with.
that's why I wouldn't
Eh,
want us to entirely put the blame on the doorsteps of the mother, because we don't know the situation. There are some mothers that open up to their children. They even encourage the children to come to them. Yet there are some children that will never do that. They would
Yes.
even prefer to go talk to an outsider than talk to their own parents. I have a friend who was telling me that, Pius, if you think that training a child is about what you put in, you'll be making a big mistake, because you can put in all the effort to give your child the best training. At the end of the day, that child will still disappoint you. There are children like that. So we can't entirely put the blame on the doorsteps of the mother or the family members, although they also have a role to play when it
Charity
comes to
begins
things like
at
this.
home.
We can't take that away from them, but I think it's also neither here nor there. But parents basically have a role to monitoring role to play. Even their children's appearance on the social media, what do they do with their social media
And
activities? You know, you saw the dressing. Some people say you should not talk about the dressing and all of that. Well, I wouldn't want to go into all of that. But you see, dressing is like a signpost to who you are. If you are a modest person, it shows in your dressing. If you are a careless type, loose type, it also shows in the way you appear on the social media. Look at you. Why did you not go and put on sleeveless and stuff like that because you want to appear on the
but you,
social
you
media?
told me to be dressing this way.
I didn't have to tell you. You know what to do. You know that is your standard. Normally, if you were dressing that way, would I have come to you and said I want to marry you? It will not happen now. So that's it. Thank you.
Then I also think that young people, most especially the younger ones, when they are done with their secondary school, when before they gain admission into tertiary institution, that they need to keep themselves busy, maybe look for a trade to learn or a skill to learn or a job to do, because if she has been doing one maybe menial job, if she has been doing a job, she will have something to be caring for herself, fending for herself. She will not think of traveling all the way from Warri to Asaba to meet one person because of money.
Let's also look at it this way, my dear. Why did she go to Asaba? Ostensibly to seek help how to build her social media platform and monetize it and start making money. You see, social media itself is a full-time job, which I will encourage most
Younger
young
ones to do.
people instead of just staying idle. Because if you look around, the truth is that these jobs, these many jobs you are talking, they're not even there for
Yes.
most young people. You go to most small businesses, they will tell you they already have somebody working with them. Receptionist jobs and all these kind of menial jobs used to be left for school sats,
School starts leavers.
holders. But today you can't even find them. Even graduates are looking for those kinds of jobs. So the social media is a veritable place for young people to go and explore. Think of a talent you have and be making content with it, which is what Favour was doing. The only thing is that she should have just stayed within her lane and not. So her action in itself wasn't bad, but the outcome, I think it was miss. She didn't handle it properly, like an adult. She just handled it like a baby that she appears to be, and it's quite unfortunate. But the social media is a good ground for earning for most people who probably don't have anything to do. Creating good videos and building your platforms and all of that is a good thing. That's just what I want to add to it. But every other activity they can do to keep themselves positively busy is fine.
Wow. Keeping your virginity is a good thing. It is encouraging that you keep your virginity for the man, the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. If the grace falls upon you, you are able to keep it, fine. But if it does happen that you lose it in one form or the other, just like the case of the late Favour, she didn't want it to happen, but it happened with the Odogwu Asaba. it's not enough reason to take your life. You want to be a virgin to the very day you get married. You want your partner, the person you call your husband, to be the one to deflower you. It's a good thing. But if it does happen, it is not enough reason for you to take your life. That life is given to you by God. You did not create your life yourself. So look for someone to talk with. Look for someone to talk to. There's a room for recovery. There's a room for moving on. It's not the end of life. There are always better days ahead. So, Treasure, what do you want to say to men out there? Do you think that fathers should have a close relationship with their
Everybody,
daughters?
a child is a child,
I
whether
know,
it's a male child or a
no,
female
whether
child.
it's a male child
As
or
a
a female
father, you
child.
should have close relationship with all your children.